So coming up almost immediately, the first quarter-final, where we'll see Abhishek Verma of India go up against the defending champion Braden Gellenthien of the USA. Here is the full lineup for those quarterfinals. Mr. Perfect, Mike Schlusser, goes up against the other American in the field, Chris Schaff, and it's Kim against Deloche, Elmer Ashley against Hansen, and our first match, Verma versus Gellenthien.
7 archers in each competition category, plus the top ranked mixed teams were invited here to see.
Well, the crowd is packed out here at the Hyundai Archery World Cup final on Compound Saturday.
Hyundai Archery World Cup champion crown.
And it's been a beautiful setting here for the finale of the season. We're set in a beautiful park just on the seaside coast, and we are now ready to welcome the athlete to the field of play here in Samsun.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field for the compound men's quarter-final match 1.
Bayanlar baylar, makaralı yay erkekler çeyrek finalinin ilk maçında yarışacak sporcuları sahaya davet ediyoruz.
On target number 1, representing India,
1 numaralı hedef Hindistan'dan
Abhishek Verma. On target number 2, representing the United States of America,
rakibi 2 numaralı hedef Amerika Birleşik Devletleri'nden
Braden Gellenthien. The line judge for this match is
maçın çizgi hakemi
Alexandre Vecchio Passerini.
Verma, you're shooting first. Gellenthien, you're shooting second. Sorry. Gellenthien is shooting first. Okay, Gellenthien is shooting first. Sorry, Verma is shooting second. Thank you. So, target 2 is shooting first.
Final for the third place and the final for the winner of the World
Start the match.
Well, here we go, the first quarter-final of the compound men's individual, and it's Braden Gellenthien, the defending champion from the United States of America, who will shoot first, and he faces Abhishek Verma of India.
Two very high-class archers.
9.
Good start from Gellenthien, but a better one from Verma. Both of these athletes qualified through the ranking system for this tournament.
9.
Well,
Those arrows are so close together that they're actually bending to make space for the veins. So this is a moment that I would ask my coach, can you please check my arrows in case something breaks?
but if you want a good grouping, that certainly is one. Well, adjusted things and got a 10, 28 out of a maximum 30. And it's another 10 from Verma, a perfect start. And it's been a beautiful, beautiful conditions here for high scoring, and Verma certainly showing the way. As we look at the comparison of the arrows here, Verma in yellow, Gellenthien in red.
Yeah, so not much difference in group size, but Braden started off with those knights that are actually against each other, so to get the 10 after. So from now on, I think he'll be more centered.
Well, it was a cracking start from that Indian there, Abhishek Verma. Third seed for this, and here are his 3 10s for his perfect start. 5 ends of archery in each quarter.
Target 2 is shooting first.
3 arrows per
Range is
archer.
clear.
We work on an accumulative score.
Archers can shoot.
trailing, Gellenthien will shoot first in the second end.
Yeah, solid shot. Braden is, I think, is one of the most experienced archers of the 8 archers that are on this field. Bit of a hectic follow through there. The release went off and then the bow and the release just went different directions.
Verma got a perfect score in the first end. Gellenthien matches it in the second. And a 10 was required from Verma to keep the scores level, but just like that, after 2 ends, the 2 athletes are tied up. So it's interesting, so you try and repeat the same process over and over again, so each arrow you shoot is identical.
Yeah.
But there must be some pressure that comes with defending your title.
Yeah, obviously, it's always good to get 2 titles after each other. But I don't think he's worried about that now. So
well, he doesn't need to be when you see the first. Well, these are all the 6 arrows that he's shot so far.
So the last 3 arrows he shot were the 3 that are closest to the center. So I think he's dialed in, and he's for sure going to make a run for it.
Yeah, he's got the aim right, and he's got the groupings closer. And here is that third arrow going into the 10. Beautiful shot there. Sort of matching what Verma did in the first one, with the 2 arrows right next to each other.
The range is clear. Archers can shoot.
So first end went to the Indian. The American took the second, but they're all level.
It's a bit wobbly, but it's small movements. It's more like vibration than actual movement. So I don't know if it bothers him too much. Might be that his side picture is a bit different than normal now.
Well, you could see he wasn't happy with that one.
Yeah. Like I said earlier today, I think at the level that all of these archers are at, the moment the release goes off, you sort of know if it's going to be a good one or not.
Another little grimace there.
Yeah.
And there's a noticeable wobble in Gellenthien's approach compared to Verma.
It looks like muscle tension to me. It looks like a muscle trap.
Well, he wants groupings and consistency. That's almost perfect from Verma. It's 3 10s again for the second time for him. Gellenthien looking a little, well, tense, nervy, and he certainly is wobbling a little bit, and he doesn't look happy with himself at all.
No.
So, I mean, you know, he's shooting 9s here, so I think we see the reaction after that second arrow. He knows, as you say.
Yeah. I think he said no, as in he knew that it was going to be a bad one, and yeah, he's experienced enough to handle it, I think. So it will be interesting to see how he finishes this match and if he can come back
you're shooting
from
first,
his 2-point deficit.
You're shooting second. Target 2, shooting first. Range is clear. Archers can shoot.
Well, Gellenthien trailing will shoot first in the 4th end, and as you can probably tell, there's not much time to recover from an error or a bad feeling, but Gellenthien certainly needs to do that here.
Yeah, a little quick, but sometimes you'll have to force your shot into the 10 if it doesn't work another way.
Well, our first 8 of the match.
Yeah, I wonder why.
क्लियर शॉट निकाल, क्लियर एकदम क्लियर रख.
Good arrows there from Gellenthien, 29 out of a possible 30. And it's suddenly gone a bit wild, relatively speaking, for Verma, with the second arrow looking like it's going to go to a measure.
Yeah, I think it's a 10, so I think we'll go to a tight score.
क्लियर शूटिंग है ना एकदम. कोई बात नहीं, अब अपनी शूटिंग पे ध्यान देना है आपको.
Well, we could see the target judge down there. Chef thinks it's a 10 and it's been confirmed as a 10. So we are tied up again in this topsy-turvy match.
Gellenthien shooting first, Verma shooting second.
And Abhishek Verma, make some noise!
We're just waiting for the arrows to be retrieved and the range to be clear here.
Target 2 shooting first, range is clear. Archers can shoot.
So here we go again. Gellenthien will shoot first in the final end with all things tied up. 3 arrows for each of these men to decide who's going to go through to the semi-finals. Great start. Pressure on Verma now.
They seem to both really want this, but it's a battle of wills at this point.
Another good, solid arrow from Gellenthien, the defending champion. Oh, the door opened, just creeping into the 9. A 10 puts this out of reach. Holding on, holding on. Oh, he held on to that one for a long time. We need a 10 from Verma to have our first shoot-off, but he needs it just to stay in the competition, and he gets it. A brilliant performance from both athletes with the pressure on throughout and switching from side to side, Chef.
Yeah, Braden had the opportunity to close it and to win the match, but there looked like there was a lot of tension in his body and in his in his everything. So he didn't manage, and Verma took the opportunity to make it into a shootout.
So all tied up at 144 out of a possible 150, and Gellenthien trying to sort of relieve himself of tension by trying to laugh it off as we look back at this long hold for the 9. That went on for what seemed forever.
Gellenthien shooting first.
Verma's response was clinical, straight into the 10 and straight into a shoot-off, a tiebreaker. Chef, they're just changing the targets at the end of the range. Can you just explain how the tiebreaker is going to work?
Yeah, so in this case, the compound archers are going to shoot 1 arrow. If they both shoot an X, they do it over, but normally the highest score or the arrow closest to center wins. So unless they both shoot an X, the closest arrow to center wins.
Well, there you go. Official there. Just making sure that the electronic scoring system, Falco Eye as it's known, is properly calibrated. All important to have clean targets for this shoot-off.
Target 2, shooting first, range is clear. Start the shoot-off.
So this is it. 1 arrow to make it through to the semi-finals here in Samsun. Gellenthien will shoot first. Well, a 9. And
Really
he's not
leaves the door
happy
open
with
there.
that. A 10 required to win here. And he gets it, it's on the line, but it'll be marked up as a 10. And a gracious handshake from Braden Gellenthien, who suffered a little bit from, well, muscle tension, as you put it, Chef, but he certainly looked nervous.
Yeah.
And Verma has made it through to the semi-finals, but what a match that was.
That was incredible to watch. I've never seen Braden so nervous, I think. But well, Verma did well, and he did well by shooting those 2 10s in the end and securing the match.
Yeah, when the pressure was at its highest, he was more calm, more controlled, and more measured.